not sure how many of you actually heard Girard. I mentioned about him a lot at the center meeting, not with you, not with our awesome team. Like when I the first joined the ATOMY business itself, we had a meeting called Young Leaders Meeting. So everybody under 40, at the time, everybody under 40 were able to join that meeting. And we run the same way how we run our weekly Zoom meeting. So we had a section where we share about the VOD or the book you read, and the product presentation plus the system. At the time, system was done by our Sharon was master at the time. Unfortunately, she's not here at Toronto Success Center at the moment. And this is one thing that I have shared for my, I believe it was part of like a VOD and then the book presentation. And somehow everybody loved the story. And then even his story inspired me a lot, and I'm getting a lot of tips how he was able to make his sales successful, and then how he was able to be recognized as a world's Guinness record of selling a most car. I believe the people who selling cars, like as we call it, like the people working at a dealer shop, if they can sell one cars per day, one car a day, it will be a good record for them. If they can do, let's say if they're working like 5 days a week, if they are able to sell one car a day, if they can make a deal, one car a day, there will be amazing results. But after hearing his story, like researching his story, what he did, so you can see from the picture, so the guy with the red jacket, that's Joe. The guy at the back wearing like black or dark gray. It was a black the jacket. He was his first customer. So when Joe started as a car salesperson, he was the first customer. And then the picture, it was on the newspaper because when he decided to quit his career, he wanted to retire from his career, he became the last customer. So the picture I captured from the news clip. So if you go Google Girard, you will be seeing that same picture also. Why his story became so popular, and he wrote tons of books. So there's a quote there. He never sold a car in my life. So I never sold a car in my life. And he said, I sold this, what we are saying it in ATOMY, right? ATOMY, we're not really selling our ATOMY product. We're not going out there to sell ATOMY product, but instead, what are we doing? We are selling ourselves. We are a model for ATOMY. We're advocate for ATOMY. We are going out there, and we want people to use ATOMY or join business by looking at us. So like what he said, he's not selling a car, he sold himself. Same thing with us. We're not really going out there selling our Hemohem or the skincare, but how our selves has been transformed by using ATOMY product. Of course, when people see your glowing skin, people will come and ask you. And when you are always energized or you don't really get sick often, people come and do ask you what's your secret to stay healthy. So for us, we are selling ourselves to promote ATOMY. And there are several tips that he needs on the book, or I think there's one book called I Can Sell Everything. Because he wrote several books and it became a bestseller also. And one of the book that he wrote and then it became really popular, I Can Sell Everything. And I think every book to contain this one, Law of 250. Sure, probably some of you already heard about this from other people, or if you have came to our Sunday session, probably you heard it from there also. So does anybody know what's a law of 250? So that's one thing that Girard has been figuring it out. He had a chance to attend few weddings, and he had a chance to attend a few funerals. And he was wondering, like, for the chef, how many people's portions are they preparing? So he was curious. So he went to the kitchen and he asked the person in charge, how approximately how many people's food are you preparing? And three of the wedding he went, all the people answered around 250. And when he also went to the funeral and people, how many pamphlet do you usually prepare for the funerals? And he also mentions around 250. So he came up with the conclusion for himself that one person's life, like one person's, they know average of 250 people. In their lifetime, they get to know around 250 number of people in their lives. So his conclusion came out to, when he deals with the one customer in front of him, right? So he's signing up a car with one person, one customer in front of him. He doesn't treat him like one person. Yes, there's only one person sitting in front of him, but to him, there are 250 people, potential customers behind him. So when he treats this customer as he's dealing with that 250 customers. So I'm sure that service, everything was exceptional. So he eventually getting all referral from those one customer that he signed up a contract for car lease or the car sales. He didn't really go out. Yes, he said he went for the cold contact at the very beginning of the stage. He even had a time where he has to, we don't have that. We don't. Not many people are using at this time. But before we used to have white pages for the business, and we have yellow pages for the residents. So that's what he has used to get his contacts, right? And I'm not gonna go in detail what he did, but once he got quite a number of people regularly coming into him, he treat every individual as he's dealing with 250 people. So after people getting all those good services from Joe, what did they do? Whenever people need to get a car or their relatives need to get a car, they always refer to Joe. And when I was reading some of the articles about him, he always had a tons of the birthday cards or the cheer up cards or get well cards. He has a bunch of cards on his first desk. And what he does, he always follow up on his customers. And when I read that, I kind of refresh back my memory of, did I ever get anything from my car salesperson? Because when I go to make a deal, so let's say if I go to Nissan or if I go to Toyota, if I want to purchase a car, of course, they'll treat me like a queen. But once I sign the contract to lease or purchase a car, that's the end of it. I think I haven't even received a phone call even a week after. But what he did, he knows the importance of the follow-up. And that follow-up leads to getting referral from all those existing customers. And why he was why he was able to join that world record for selling the most cars. Sometimes he even sells 13 cars a week, several cars a day. The reason he really needs to retire early because he even had a 2 secretary. So can you imagine, as a car salesperson, you have two secretaries and people need to make an appointment to sit down with him to buy the car. So his job became too stressed for him. So the doctor recommended it's better for you to retire from what you're doing. So that's why he quit as a car salesperson. And then, he became a motivational speaker, and he goes around selling, sharing his tips, how he was able to make the position. So from his story, I have learned, law of 250. I think that's very important because same as ATOMY, right? We always have to make new customers. We need a new consumers to who will purchase our product. And for us, really go out there looking for new contact. It's very challenging. So when we deal with each consumer with a great service, with a smile, I'm sure with their great experience with the product and with our proper follow up, we can get all their contact to become our consumers. And one tip that I learned from Joe, he said he was a good listener. Since he was a good listener, he was able to give a good advice or good choice for what kind of car the customer needs to purchase. So most of the time, when you go to buy a car, imagine your situation. You go look for a who talks. From my memory, usually the car salesperson talks the most. Right? He needs to explain all different types of, like engine, the functions, the good thing about the car. So he really nonstop talking about the good thing about the car because of course he needs to make a sale. But what Joe said, he said he was a starter, so he could not talk properly, and he's a really slow talker. He cannot talk fast like other salesperson. But he changed it around. Instead, what he did, he let the customer talk, right? And then he was willing to listen. It could be 1 hour, 30 minutes, but he was willing to listen. So by listening, what he was able to do, by listening, he was able to analyze the customer. Okay, so the customer do have that kind of lifestyle. Okay, they have that many family members. Okay, so by analyzing from their story, he was able to give exact the car model or exact car like a budget that will work for customers' lifestyle. So of course, as a customer, they got the perfect solution, right? So I think that's the one good tip that I was able to got from like Joe's story. So yes, we really want to advertise our product, but once we hear more from our consumers, let them talk, then maybe we can figure it out what they need, right? Maybe I went there to introduce ATOMY skincare product, but just by hearing their stories, maybe skincare it's not their priority. Maybe they do have some health issues. So after hearing this stories, I can think what I wanted. I can talk about hemorrhage or the probiotic. I can change my topic. So once we become a good listener, probably we can come up with a better solution for our the customers or prospect.